In this episode, we're high above the rainforest in a cable car. But there's a problem.
Uh-oh, we're stopping.
Suddenly we stop. And we head out to the Great Barrier Reef.
We're going down.
We're in snorkeling to see some of the incredible wildlife that lives there. But there's more drama to come. Today we're out and about visiting the Skyrail Rainforest Cableway. It's located just 15 minutes north of Cairns City, here in North Queensland, Australia. We're about to embark on a fascinating journey of discovery with Skyrail Rainforest Cableway over and deep into Australia's wet tropics World Heritage Area that's survived against all odds to become the home of the world's oldest surviving tropical rainforest.
What do you think of the rainforest then, from this height?
From this height, it's really, really breathtaking, actually, from this height. Just looking down on it. It kind of reminds me of, broccoli.
Yeah, it's definitely like broccoli. But you know what gets me is the vastness of this rainforest.
Yeah.
We were driving through but when you look at it from this height, you actually see an aerial viewpoint of it.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's all bumpy and all different sort of textures and everything of it.
And what was it Matthew called it? Furry hills?
Furry hills.
Furry hills, yeah.
I quite like that. It's very appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very appropriate. It's absolutely something else.
Do you know, I heard somebody saying that they put one of these out every 70 seconds.
70 seconds?
Yeah, so just over a minute, there's one of these cable cars going out. We've stopped at the Edge lookout point for the Barron Falls. There's a see-through grill to walk on here and a glass safety screen in front for uninterrupted views. These falls have been one of the most popular tourist attractions in Queensland since the 1890s. We stand here for a good 5 minutes just taking it all in. Then it's back to the cable car for another great view of the falls.
It's a fantastic thing to do while you're here in Queensland.
It's a brilliant experience. I mean, I would recommend it to absolutely anyone.
Yeah.
I would say if you're coming to this area, it's a bit like, if you go to a city, you get the open top bus tour.
Yes, it's a bit like, this is an open top rainforest tour.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's maybe not open top, but it's panoramic, that's for sure. It's absolutely panoramic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think this might be the top one coming up, do you think? The highest one? It is the highest point, and you get a fair rattle as you pass below. The cable car then descends to a little place called Red Peak, where there's the chance to get off and stretch your legs for 5 minutes. Ooh.
This is Red Peak. We have a short 5-minute walk if you'd like to have a look. Yeah. Down the stairs and follow the pathway around.
We follow the girls' instructions down the stairs and onto the path. I must say, we do enjoy a bit of a boardwalk. You got a little critter on your hat?
I did have. There he goes.
Yeah, off he goes. This is a little boardwalk that we're going on now. The cable car's just dropped us off. Don't know if this is the halfway point or what.
Don't know.
Not sure, but we go into another cable car shortly. This is just a little 5-minute walk around in a loop. You can really hear all of the jungly sounds, can't you?
Yeah.
We've got some stairs to climb after that, but 5 minutes walk to stretch our legs was all we needed. And it's back onto the cable car ride. Once again, the cable car's taking us up to the top of the canopy. Here come the bumps. And over the other side, and we can just sit back and enjoy the view. We're really enjoying sitting back and watching ourselves fly over the trees, but something's going to happen that gives us a wee bit of a scare.
Stuck. Want me to swing it? Hey.
Suddenly we've stopped. Uh-oh. What's going on? We've not quite stopped. It was very, very slow. Hope everything's alright.
They need to feed the meter.
We need to feed the meter. Maybe that's what it is.
C'est marrant, il y a pareil, il y a que certains arbres où il y a des signaux.
I think it's picking up.
Yeah,
You think it's
starting
picking
to,
up?
yeah, it's moving again.
Je pense genre des clusters.
Ouais.
Thank goodness for that. Now we're going right up the top of this hill, aren't we?
Yes, I think there are stops up there.
Some stops. Does that mean we can get something to drink?
You want a coffee?
I wouldn't mind one, yes. We're high above the Daintree River. This is where we went to see crocodiles in our last video. We're having a good look around, but we can't seem to spot any. I guess we're just too high up. The cable car slows right down as we arrive into Kuranda village. As we came in, they took our photograph and superimposed it on this background. I think it looks really good. When you come off the cable car, you have to walk through this little tourist shop to go into Kuranda. But we were here too on our last video, so we go for a drink instead. And I go for a nice cool pint of Castlemaine 4X. Lovely. On the way back, we get this view of Cairns. Now, we hadn't spotted it on the way out because we had our back to it. And soon enough, we're back at the Smithfield terminal where we started off. There's a large camera here. Once again, it's taken our photograph. We're heading over to have a look, and here it is. It doesn't take them long at all to do this, and it really looks quite good, doesn't it? It's the next day, and Trisha and I and Gemma and Matthew are heading off, and we're all feeling rather excited, and that's because we're going off on this boat to the Great Barrier Reef, to two separate locations.
Quick cuppa before we go, and then we're off.
We're leaving the harbour and heading out to the Coral Sea. We have good seats with a view on the downstairs deck of the boat, but once things pick up a little bit, we're tempted to go upstairs for a look. I'm just glad that I have the strap of my hat down, otherwise I might have been waving my hat goodbye. And the feeling of being blasted by the warm air is really quite invigorating. It certainly blows the cobwebs away. We found that being up on top was the best place to be, and the boat's fairly motoring along now. There's more people coming up all the time. We're not at all surprised. This is definitely the place to be. Just the feeling of that wind in your hair and the sun on your face. You can't beat it. Our first stop is Green Island. It's time to disembark. We'll be here on Green Island for a couple of hours, so a good chance to get some snorkeling done.
We're going down. We're going in.
The camera is in a waterproof casing, which does an excellent job of making it waterproof, but it also makes an excellent job of cutting out all the sound. Gemma and Matthew are already in. We're just catching up, and with these flippers on, we find the easiest way is to just walk backwards. Trisha has spotted a turtle, and she's going in for a closer look. It's coming up for a gulp of air, and by the time Trisha's head is above the water, it's away again, back down to low, to visit its friend. It's Gemma's turn to take control of the camera so that she can go in for a closer look. Here's a dilemma, two turtles going different ways, and which one to follow with the camera. Gemma decides to stick with the big one. He's settling down here for a munch at his favourite restaurant. This little fish swims directly towards Gemma, then turns away at the last minute. The fish is back and it looks like it's going to have another go at scaring Gemma away. There he goes. I wonder if he'll try one more time. Gemma's now following this large shoal of fish. They're swimming quite close to the surface of the water. The fish have moved on very quickly. It's like something has scared them away. And then... Matthew goes to have a look, just to see if there's any danger. The shark's there all right, swimming along the bottom of the seabed. It's a reef shark, about 5 to 6 feet long. He signals to say everything's okay. As long as you leave these sharks well alone, they'll leave you alone.
That was pretty amazing, and that's just the first little beach area on Green Island. We're going back on the boat now where we'll get some lunch, and then we're heading out to the main reef.
The boat's heading off and we're looking forward to the second part of the day. It's all just too much for some people. We've arrived and disembark onto this diving platform area. Here we have the option to get the wetsuits back on and go back in diving, or take this glass-bottomed boat out onto the barrier reef. And that's what I decide to do. Before anyone says, I do take my sunglasses off. I wouldn't recommend coming down here if you're claustrophobic. Meanwhile, the others are back in snorkeling. Up top, the marine biologist is feeding the fish. They can fairly shift when there's food on the go.
Well, I certainly enjoyed my little excursion on that semi-submersible boat. How was your dip in the sea?
So it's been always my dream to do the Great Barrier Reef, and I have achieved that. It was amazing. The colours, the coral, it was in the fish. Beautiful colours. Things I've only seen in an aquarium.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how we're going to manage to top that on the next video.
No.
But we'll do our best, won't we?
We'll try.
See you on that one.
Bye.
Ta-da!